Jordan, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
How has content creation changed your life?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. Well, if I'm honest, the people I've met outside of fighters have been some of the nicest people I have ever met. They've been absolutely sound. That's been really nice. It's enabled me to go to my first ever UFC event up to 2025. I could never go, could never afford to go. And content has literally put me in a position to be able to go to these
Was that
events.
London, your first one?
No, the one before London. So London, sorry, the last London before.
Oh,
that.
okay,
so
right.
2025, headlined by Edwards Brady. It was my first ever event. So it enabled me to do that. It enabled me to go to Paris and watch the UFC there, and it enabled me to go to UFC London this year. So, and hopefully bigger events going forward. And I want to get to an event in the States at some point.
Yeah.
So hopefully it will enable me to do that as well.
Yeah. So how, what's maybe a perception of content creation that you had beforehand that you're now, you completely changed your opinion on?
I thought a lot of people were just trying to. How do I say it without sounding like an arse? A lot of people just trying to have people over and trying to scam people into watching their videos. But then when you start to understand it, you start to go, actually, it's all psychological and it all just makes sense.
Right. So you're talking about like the little tricks.
Little
like what we
tricks,
was talking about
little hidden tricks that are in there, and product placement, brands and sponsorships. All just thought, everyone's here to make money at the end of the day, and I just thought everyone was in it for money, and that's not the case. There's fun involved, there's enjoyment involved. You get to meet great people, and it becomes this really enjoyable thing to do for everyone involved. And if you can make money on top of it, even better.
You know what? Like the biggest thing for me is that, days like today, where I've always said I just want to fucking experience life and enjoy life.
Yeah.
Because you can get 10k followers, 20k, 100k, hit 1 million. I was listening to there's a guy called Chris Williamson. Do you know who Chris Williamson is? Big podcaster,
right?
But more in like the sort of motivational fitness kind of space. Probably one of the biggest podcasters around.
Okay.
I think he's on like 3.5 million subs on YouTube now.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And he was talking about it just feels no different.
Yeah.
Like 10k or 1 million or 3 million or 3.5, whatever. It's just a number on a screen.
Yeah.
Right?
The principle remains the same.
Yeah. But what does feel different is actually enjoying your life.
Yeah.
And for me, like I've had such a sick day today.
Yeah.
This is way better than putting beans on the shelf at Tesco. Do you know what I mean?
Too right.
Like I just want to be able to get to a point, and I think this is what everyone really wants if they really boil down to it, to just have a bit of freedom about their life.
Yeah, 100%.
That
is so important. I mean, to be able to not have to wake up at the same time every day, you have to drag yourself out of bed to go earn money, to be able to do it from the comfort of your own home, and you get to branch out and meet amazing people and basically just do what you want throughout your day to day. I mean, you see people like we were just with Jordan, and it's clear to me that he's just chilling. Like he doesn't need. Obviously, he makes enough money throughout the year to live comfortably, budget as well. He turns up middle of the day to film some content. He's done a boxing session this morning. He'll probably go spend some time with his family this afternoon. And it's Tuesday.
Yeah.
That is such a more.
Most people. What's the time now? 10 to 4. Most people are like, oh, I've only got an hour and 10 minutes left before I can clock out.
Yeah. And then they got to drive home to wife and kids, to cook dinner, do that, but to be able to have that freedom to wake up when I want, and I also want to give my missus a good quality of life as well, because eventually, if I ever make it big enough, I'd want to. I say retire her is probably the wrong word, but I'd like to put her in a position where she doesn't have to work. She can work if she wants to, but if she would rather go, do you know what? I'd rather just not. I'd be like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But at the moment, we're in a position where she has to work so we can pay the bills.
Yeah.
I'd love to be in a position where I go, you know what? If you don't want to work, you don't have to.
I think that's such a nice thing about social media as well, is that you can just start posting videos and all of a sudden numbers on a screen start going up and
Yeah.
that allows you to have more freedom in life.
Yeah,
I find that so fascinating. Like,
massively.
I remember the first video I got that did well was a podcast clip of someone talking about it was Grant Ogborn. Shout out Grant. He was talking about a time he was in Thailand, and they was telling like a Kamsat Chimaev story,
Right.
and it got like 30k. And I remember I was working at Weatherspoons at the time, and I was on shift, and I was like, "What the fuck?" Like the number just kept going up, and 30k isn't
Yeah,
a huge amount of views. But when you've never had a video surpass 2,000 views,
Yeah, it's massive.
you're like, "What the fuck?" You know. And I just remember that feeling. From there on, I was just addicted. I was like, I need to make that happen more often.
Yeah,
But it can completely change your life just
almost
by,
overnight. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's crazy.
I was very fortunate because when I first started my UFC journey, UFC content creation journey, I grew quite fast, quite quickly, and within February, March, 5 months, I was getting paid by TikTok,
Really?
and within from nothing, and I don't mind saying it, I don't earn loads off TikTok. I really
Yeah.
don't. But it took me from being a person who was broke. I lived hand to mouth, paycheck to paycheck, scraping that last week to get to payday with 50 quid in the bank and grueling away, putting 5 quid of fuel in, calling up mum, oh, can I borrow 50 quid to get to payday? Paying her, and I lived like that. I have no shame about it. That's how I lived. And from that day in April, when I got my first pay, I dumped it all in savings because I was affording to live. I couldn't not pay the bills.
Yeah.
I just had no money.
But you had no like sort of
Spare money.
Yeah, to be able to do stuff you wanted to do.
Actually go to the UFC, like I said earlier.
Yeah.
So I was in this position. So every penny I had for TikTok, it was just getting dumped into a savings account. And I haven't, since that day, I haven't asked my mum for money. I've not had to stretch. Go back before that time, and the car failed MOT. It's only 200 quid to repair it. I don't have 200 quid.
Mate.
And I was calling my mum, the car failed MOT, and I had 200 quid.
Yeah.
And now I'm in a position where I go, that's really shit. I've got that savings account now where I go, right, yeah, pay it, and actually start living as an adult and have this money to myself. And like I said, I can go to UFC events. Before, I would have had to save up for a year to go to the UFC event, and going to it would have crippled me. So I would have to pay for the train ticket, the accommodation. It would have crippled me, plus the ticket. But now I'm in a position where I can do it, and it's not going to cripple me.
And you know what's really cool is that like it's because you were willing to potentially look a little bit stupid
Yeah,
online.
massively.
And I think like even right now, we've already had a couple of people walk past and give us funny looks.
Yeah,
But at the end of the day, like if you're gonna let someone giving you a funny look stop you from living the life that you want, I think so many people could like benefit from, even if they don't make it their career, just posting a bit of content, because it will give you so much more self-confidence and like being just more assured of yourself and not concerned about that thing of like, oh, someone gave me a funny look, so I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
Fuck the person giving you a funny look.
I'll tell you what, I'll tell you a funny story. When I first started getting paid, my first pay from TikTok was quite handsome, I won't lie. Nothing crazy, but it was okay.
They bought you the Lambo you drove here in?
No, yeah, definitely. Wouldn't even pay for 1% of a Lambo. When I first started, I was so worried about people taking a mick out of me, my friends, my family, my work. And they all did. They all did take the mick. And I was like, okay, cool. And you just got to take it on the chin, got to have thick skin and all the rest of it. You have to have thick skin in this industry. You have to. And I was like, yeah, fine. I let them just go. Let them keep making digs. And one day, my mate, he got paid to be in the background of a film, like an extra. He got paid 150 quid plus travel for the day. And at this time, I just had a viral video on TikTok. And I'll say it made me £500, very handsome. And he was ripping into me about doing TikTok. I got out my analytics, I slammed my phone on the deck. From that day, he has never taken the piss out of my content ever again.
Yeah.
Literally, I slammed the phone and went, I made treble what you made on a 10-minute video, on a video that took me 10 minutes to make, than you earned in an entire day on a film set.
Yeah.
And from that day forward, no one has taken the mick out of me.
Yeah.
As soon as you start making money, people stop taking the piss.
Yeah, it's because you've given them like, I think people are unaware of like how social media works, and that's fair enough because
Yeah.
like before I started doing it, I was completely unaware of
Yeah.
anything as well. But I think when people start seeing the success and they're like, oh,
Yeah.
like you don't need to work quite as much as you used to before because you're making money from that.
Yeah, it baffles my mum.
Yeah.
Like my mum's like, my mum helps me with my tax, so I tell her how much I get paid, and she's like, she gets it now. It's been a few months. When I first started, she was like, "Who paid you?" I was like, "TikTok." She's like, "For what?" I was like, "Uploading my videos." She was like, "What are they paying you for?" I was like, "Uploading my videos." But why? I was like,
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care as to why.
As long as the money comes in.
As long as they pay me for something, I don't care. So yeah, my mum she just didn't. I don't think she really does still get it, but she just finds it fascinating.
What do you want to bring to content creation that maybe you're seeing as a gap for, or something unique?
Yeah, exactly that, being different. When I first started, I tried making the videos of, oh, these are my picks for this event, these are my picks for that event, and they never did like very well views. And I was like, what? Why would someone listen to me who's got 50 followers, 100 followers, 200 followers, even 5,000 followers, when they could go listen to someone who's got 100,000, 200,000, 200,000 on YouTube? Why would they listen to what this idiot has to say? Because they don't know me, they scroll on. So I learned that very quickly, and I built my brand off being different, making videos that hadn't been seen before. I was doing videos about what to get a UFC fan for Christmas. I was doing videos on the most expensive UFC merch, just doing things that no one ever done before. That's what I want to keep doing. That's what I want to bring into this space, is just being different and being unique. And now my content shifted a bit. I cover news a lot now, but I do it in a much more professional manner.
You kind of, the thing I've observed is you kind of tell a bit of a story
Yeah,
with the video.
that's what I try. Yeah.
So you're not just getting the like, just essentially the news.
Yeah.
You're getting a bit of a background, and it's actually a bit of an interesting video to watch.
Just try and be different, yeah.
Yeah.
Instead of just like, I don't knock the people that do. The people who do report on the news, it's just it's them with a green screen behind them going, Khamzat Chimaev has just is agreed to fight Sean Strickland on this date, and then that video might do 100k views because it's a huge announcement, but there's no retention rate. People have listened to the news, but they don't, because what they do is they drop the news and then they give their opinion about the news, about the fight. Again, even now I have 35 odd K, maybe a bit more on TikTok, and 16k on Instagram. People don't really care what I think is going to happen in that fight. They just want to know what's happening. And so I will report it, give a little background, give a little bit of story, and then bring it all together. And like I say, maybe they do, but I personally don't think people care for my opinion.
Yeah.
And I will keep it that way. And if people comment, oh, who do you think is going to win? I'll reply to that comment, but I don't think it's needed for the video. So I want to be different and remain different.
Yeah, even like I was saying earlier, how I'm a big fanboy of Adesanya.
Yeah.
He does kind of like picks for things as well. There's loads of little wasps around in there. He does like picks for stuff, and I don't give a fuck who he thinks is going to win.
Yeah.
Like, I'm one of his biggest like diehard fans. I'll back him till the end of the world. He's still going to be the middleweight
I
champion.
don't know what.
You know, but
He's washed.
you're walking back to your car. But I don't care about his opinion
Yeah.
on a fight. You know,
I like when a fighter does like a breakdown of a fight,
yeah.
because it's really interesting to hear it from a trained person's perspective.
But that's different to
It's
just
very
a pick.
different. Yeah.
You know, that's then you getting inside the mind of someone who's been there and done that at the highest level
Yeah.
over the course of like 6 years.
Have you seen like Demetrius Johnson break down a
Yeah.
fight? Someone who is that fight IQ is so high. His breakdowns are so fascinating to watch.
His YouTube channel as a whole is really good
Yeah,
though,
really
because
good.
he's like, you can tell he's sort of, now he's retired, going all in
Yeah.
on essentially becoming like basically a content
A
creator.
YouTuber, yeah.
You know, like that is essentially
And
what he's doing.
he'll probably make more money on YouTube than he ever has in his fighting career.
Yeah.
Well, not in one hit, not like immediately, but
Over the course, it's
Over the course,
consistent as well. Like if you keep uploading, you're gonna.
he will, because he's classed as one of the greatest of all time, and his videos are really good. Despite who he is, he does really good videos.
Yeah.
He will always do well.
Yeah, but I think it's nice to see like that's the other thing. Like you don't need to be I think people kind of like they get into martial arts, in my opinion, for the wrong reason. They kind of want to. I got into it for the wrong reason. I wanted to be cool and look flashy and impress girls and impress the people who used to bully me in school and stuff.
That makes sense.
But now for me, it's like you can do martial arts, but take so much other stuff from it.
Yeah,
like
it's a discipline.
You're involved in martial. You don't train as such, but you're still involved in the martial arts space, and you're making something out of martial arts without being the best fucking MMA fighter in the world.
Absolutely.
And I don't know. I think there's like I'm a bit of a martial arts nerd, but I think there's a real. I wish it was taught in schools because
it would 100%. I think if it was taught in schools, you'd also get people grow up to not be scumbags, basically.
Although some martial artists are scumbags.
Yeah, some. But if it was drilled into them at a young age to be disciplined, maybe they wouldn't be like that older.
Yeah, because
I think crime. I do believe crime would reduce.
Yeah,
I really do.
And also, like, if you look at like a really basic principle that martial arts teaches you is you show up every day and you get better. That's what you're doing with your content.
Yeah.
You know, like it's the same thing.
Principle stays the same.
It carries over on into life, and like anything, like if you want to, it just teaches you that like do something hard every day and good things will come from it.
Absolutely.
I don't know. I just think it's like a really powerful thing that people could benefit from.
Yeah.
If only
they just absolutely.
Yeah.
And just understanding yourself and being physically fit, physically healthy, and being able to protect yourself if the worst comes to it, and being able to protect your family if the worst comes to it. It's a very valuable skill to have.
Yeah, yeah. How do you find all of your facts?
What do you mean?
Like, sometimes I watch your videos and I'm like, I can't. There was one that you posted the other day, which I think it might have even been yesterday. Like, I don't know. Sometimes you get really niche topics, and I'm like, how have you even?
I just research, man.
You do a lot of research, or
yeah, like a hell of a lot of research. So if I see like an interesting news piece, Tapology is a great place for like fighter statistics. Data, give you all the dates, how they won, how they lost, where they're from. It gives you everything. I just research, man.
And do you like plan out? Because for me, I freeball a lot of my content. I don't necessarily like have a script for it.
It ranges really. Sometimes I'm not actually that great with words.
Right. Okay.
Believe it or not.
Yeah.
So a lot of the time I do freeball it, but if there's a lot of facts or a lot of statistics, I can't look at it, memorize it, and then spell it all out. So I'll have like bullet points. Because I don't record on my phone. I use monitors and the camera. Okay. So I've got a monitor.
Oh, you use like a little, like what someone would use for like a Skype call type thing.
A decent webcam, basically.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's called OBS Meetbot 2.
Right.
So
Interesting.
about 150 quid, and it's about that big, and it is fantastic what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'll have my monitor in front of me, bullet points like dates, any like cool little facts, anything like that. So I don't necessarily script it.
Yeah.
I used to, but then I found the camera's like here, and you're looking at the camera. My eyes are here, and you're just reading from a script. Like you can see it. Well, it's not obvious, but you can see because the camera's eye level. You can see my eyes darting back and forth, and it just didn't. In my opinion, it didn't look right. You'll still see it in my videos. If you look closely at my face, you'll see when my eyes quickly dip to my monitor, read something, and then I'll read it out. But when I script the videos, like my eyes just weren't looking at the camera. I didn't like it.
Right, yeah. Yeah, that's why I like to sort of freeball a bit. And I also end up like saying funnier stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Because it's just a little bit more off the cuff.
Like a natural reaction more than like a scripted reaction.
Yeah, yeah. So I think you might have told me this, but when did you start posting content?
So it was like the middle of November. Oh my God, it was not last year, the year before. So November of 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, November of 2024, I posted. Well, depends how much time you got.
Hey, I've got time, man.
So if you want to know the whole story, I actually started posting back in just after the first COVID lockdown, 2021, 2022. And I was just posting like you know when people they used to like not stitch a video but like split screen a video.
Yep.
I used to see videos like that and like react, and they never done great.
Yeah.
Getting like 3,000 followers. Had like one viral video.
Yeah.
Took all them that stopped. Took all them down. Don't know why I stopped. Couldn't tell you to this day.
Sorry. When was this?
Just after the first COVID lockdown, so like 2021, 2022.
That's a minute ago. Yeah.
Yeah, a while ago now.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that was my first stint. I knew I always wanted to be a content creator.
How long did you do that for?
3 months.
Okay.
And then I stopped that. And then again, I'd say 2022, mid 2022, I wanted to be a streamer. So I tried streaming. Before that, I was doing football content videos, which again, I got a little bit of traction, but never nothing great. I wish that back in like 2022, I wish I stuck with that, because I think I could have grown that to something good.
The streaming.
No, football content.
The football content. Okay.
But for some reason, I think I just kind of burnt out and I didn't go back to it. I stopped. I think gave up. I gave up, if I'm being brutally honest. And then 2023, I tried to be a streamer. Did you remember GTA RP?
No.
Where people made these roleplay servers, basically.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And you had the biggest one, which is one called No Pixel, which is where the biggest who is who was on that server.
Was that? Do you know?
That was like Syndicate, Josh Zerka.
Do you remember? Do you know who Mike Malak is?
Yes.
Yeah. There was that whole thing with he was with Lana Rhodes, wasn't he?
Yeah.
There was some whole beef they had or something because they were together for a while. And,
Yeah.
Like they had this. Oh, he's boxing a bee. Come on.
I got him.
Want to know? Let's go. Yeah. I think they had this big argument over something that happened on
roleplay.
Yeah,
which is a similar thing.
Yeah.
But there was another one, which was the biggest one that so you couldn't get into that. You had to be someone or know someone to get you into No Pixel. I can't remember what it was called, but there was another one that was for the kind of general public. I became the biggest streamer on that roleplay server.
Okay.
So I got to the point where I was affiliated on Twitch. I was getting good concurrent viewers. But I got to the point where I hated the game. Hated it.
Right.
I tried streaming to another game, no views. That's all the people wanted to watch me play, was that. So I gave up on streaming. Fast forward to 2024, I started doing golf content. I said to myself, right, my dream is to be a content creator. I'm gonna do golf content.
Okay.
That's my niche.
So you've been on quite a journey there.
Yeah, massive.
Yeah.
These are like all like different accounts, different loads of. So I've done golf content. I never played golf. Started learning, recording videos. Started doing okay, getting decent views, and I was like, "Yep, cool. This is me." And one day, I was out on the golf course, and it was pissing down with rain. I was soaked head to toe. I was miserable as sin, and I thought to myself, "Why am I doing this? All for content, but I am miserable. This isn't good content at this point. I'm just miserable." And this was just when the weather was starting to turn. So this was rain, cold, snow, whatever.
Yeah.
From here on out, I was like, I'm not doing this. But I gave my golf content was me. That was me. I said to myself, this is it. If this doesn't work, that's it. I'll give up on this dream.
The problem with that is you get stuck in this, and you're aware of this anyway, right? But you get stuck in that thing of like, this is what I have to do now.
Yeah.
And at that point, it is no different to putting the beans on the shelf at Tesco.
Massively.
Like it's the same thing. You fucking hate it, but you're doing it.
I was hating it. So, but I said to myself, that is it. This is my last chance to be a content creator, was golf. And when I was like, I don't want to play golf anymore because I'm hating it because it's pissing down with rain and I'm miserable. But I wasn't ready to give up on this dream just yet. So I was like, what can I do as literally my last hope at giving this a go? I really want to do football content, but I sat down to myself and I said, look, it's way too watered down now. There's too many people. The people who have made it have already made it, but the way to break into that now is going to be next to impossible. So what is the next thing? I was like, well, I love UFC. I've loved UFC since 2018. Let's do that. And I remember before I decided, there was a video from a guy called, do you know Cage Side Convos?
Yes.
If not the most followed TikToker, MMA TikToker. He made a video saying, oh, it's really nice seeing the MMA community grow on a daily basis. And he said something along the lines of like, it's quite small now, but I see it growing. And I'm like, UFC, that's my niche. And
Sound like a light bulb moment.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. I thought about it and I saw that video. I was like, get in now. Because UFC, the sport is growing every day. If I get in now, it's not watered down, and by the time if it gets to like, it'll never be the size of football. Let's just say 75% of the size of how football is. I would have already have done it, and it won't be watered down. I will be where those football content creators started at the start, where they are now. I'll be there when the sport's getting really big. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I started, and 5 months later, I was getting paid by TikTok, and that was, I said to myself, this is it. If this doesn't work out, if I start giving up on this at any point, I'm never going to try content creation again. This was my last life.
That is really interesting. So I had no clue that you had already tried 3 channels.
Oh mate, I done like the random stuff as just like me, if you were like my own personal thing. I'd done that. I'd done football streaming as well as like clips. Tried streaming FIFA. But yeah, and then the golf, and now this. So it's like my 6th, if you think about it.
Yeah.
But I've got others that so my whole brand now is like Jordan Does UFC. Jordan Does. So I've now got I started doing Jordan Does F1 because I love F1 as well. But I got to the point where I was focusing on that too much. I was like, I'm going to put that on hold, just double, triple down on UFC, because why wouldn't I? It's what's paying my, not paying my wage, but paying me. Yeah. And it's what I love the most. So I've got loads of accounts with Jordan Does something ready for the future.
Okay.
So I want to do everything. I want to do F1 content. I do want to do football content at some point, but I still think it's too watered down, if I'm honest. I want to do food reviews. So I've got Jordan Does Food. I've got Jordan Does F1. Something else. I have got a Jordan Does Football, but I don't think I'll ever use it. Yeah. So I'm ready to go. Like once I'm at like a stage where hopefully a lot of people from my UFC content would like me for me, and they will translate to the other accounts I have when I hopefully one day do this full time, and I can allocate more time to those other niches. Yeah.
So like, as much as like those other things didn't work out, it sounds like they've really set you up quite well. And they've taught you a lot of lessons.
Massively. Yeah, I made me realise so much early, and then you take that every time you fail, you have to learn, and if you don't learn, there's no point in failing. So you learn from it, and you adapt from it. And I learned a lot more about myself. I was too easy to give up. I just wanted like instant gratification. I wanted to just make it. 1 video, 2, 3 videos within a week, you've got 20, 30K, and you're banging, you're making money. But that's not how it works. And it taught me it's really not how it works. But that's almost how you want it to work. Because I think a lot of people forget. Angry Gingers, I use them as an example a lot to people. On the face of it, it looked like Angry Ginge literally blew up overnight.
Oh no.
Like that's how it appears. If you don't
if you only know from
it literally looks like he had. People forget he was streaming for 4 years, maybe 2 or 3 years before that explosion.
Yeah.
Every day, 10 concurrent viewers, 20, 30, 100. And then one day, he starts making them videos on TikTok, he goes viral, and now he is where he is. But if you just caught him near the start, you would just think he just blew up overnight. And I learned very quickly that you don't just blow up overnight, and there is a lot that goes into it. So... yeah, giving myself that lifeline was really helpful. To say, this is it. If you fail at this, you are not doing this ever again.
Yeah, that's always a nice, like... I don't know, there's something quite nice about it when you set that challenge for yourself and go, like, no, this has to fucking work.
Has to, yeah.
Have you heard that, like, burning the boats analogy?
I think so.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact story, but it was essentially a tribe or whatever was invading an island that was notoriously like really, really difficult to take over. They got to the island and they literally burnt their boats behind them, and they were like, the only way we're getting off this island is by taking their boats back with us because we've killed them. And it's quite a nice like it's quite a nice like this has to work or I'm fucked.
Yeah,
because it just makes you fucking knuckle down and actually fully commit to something. Like, so many people just half-arse doing something.
I've said this to so many of my friends.
Yeah, like they're sort of turning up, and there's a phrase that again, Chris Williamson, he uses, which is comfortably numb,
Yeah.
where they would actually be better if their situations got worse
Yeah,
for them, because it
100%.
would force them into action.
Yeah.
If you're showing up to a job that pays your bills and you've got enough money to go to a nice restaurant at the weekend with your partner who you're just about happy with, but could be a little bit better if you really like had the balls to leave her and go with someone else who actually fulfilled you. And you go there in a car that you're paying for, and you go back to a house which you're paying for, and all of those things, you have to keep going to this job that you hate just to pay for the things that you also don't particularly enjoy.
Yeah.
They would actually be better if they got laid off from their job, their wife then left them because they had no money, they had to give back the house and the car because it would force them into action to do something that they wanted to do with their life.
100%.
But they're just sitting in that comfortably numb spot.
And for me, it weren't losing my job or anything, but for me it was, I don't have dreams, but this was it. And to be a content creator was my dream. And to say to myself, if you want this, this is it. This is your last shot, because you keep trying, failing is the wrong word, but giving up is. You keep trying, you keep giving up. And my missus, she takes a mick out of me all the time. So I'll come up with an idea, she'll be like, yeah, okay, here we go again. Because I start so many things and then I stop, or I give up, or I move on to the next. And I said, well, this is it now. If this doesn't work, it's done, it's game over. And that to me was like, right, okay, let's do it. This is my dream. I have to make this work. Otherwise, I'm going to go on my life not having the things I wanted to have and succeed in. I will, if it all went away tomorrow, I will go on to have a decent career, an okay career. I'll make okay money. I have a good job that pays well, and it pays really well for my age as well. I'll go out to do good things, and I love my job. I do actually love my job. I'm in a very weird situation. I'm actually one of them people that really enjoy my job. But I want this.
Would you say you want? We can cut this out if you want. But would you say you want content more?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Do I think I'll get there? Maybe. But I've always said to myself,
I think you can't not. Like I hope so. If you obviously you can not if you stop posting.
Yeah.
But if you just, it is literally as simple as keep doing the things that you're doing.
100%.
And I think, like, there's a lot of like niche little tricks that you can use and everything. But I think ultimately it boils down to keep doing the things that you're doing. When you find something that works better, just then keep doing that. And I think it is so much simpler than people make out.
It is. It absolutely is. And the hardest part about it is just showing up. And don't get me wrong, I can probably count on one hand how many days I've missed an upload since I started on this UFC account. I probably have missed one or two, but really haven't since the day I started. When I started, I was doing 3 videos every single day, and it was a killer. It was an absolute killer.
Yeah.
3 videos, and it was every evening. It weren't like I had all day to record. Or I recorded 20 videos on a Sunday. It was get home, record 3 videos, edit 3 videos, and then slowly upload them through the evening. I used to have a schedule of 6, 8, and like 9 or half 9. It was my kind of schedule of my 3 uploads. And then when I was getting paid by TikTok, I noticed, weirdly, I don't know why, that the more anything over 30 videos a month, I got less RPM for. So I was like, instead of doing 3 bad videos, I'll just do 1 really good video. So instead of doing like 3 videos that will do like 20 to 50k, you do like 1 amazing video that does 500k.
Yeah.
That was my plan. So I focused in on doing 1 really good video a day, and now I'm focusing on doing 2 really good videos a day.
Can I give you a bit of advice, which you can take or leave?
Okay.
My biggest growth, not that I've got loads of followers, but I've only been doing it just about a year. The biggest videos, so I post multiple times a day. I post 1 new video every day, and I repost.
Right, okay.
And they always, I was saying this earlier, my reposts often do better than the first time I posted it.
Right.
And I genuinely think if, say you trialed a period of like 2-3 weeks, you post regularly in the evening with your new new video, 7 a.m. in the morning, 8 a.m. in the morning, just schedule a repost. and it has the whole day to go,
Right.
and then in the evening you put your new video out. I genuinely think that would like.
When you say repost, do you mean like literally like downloading the video?
No. So you know when you go to upload on Instagram,
Yeah.
just they've got quite a cool feature where you can hold the bar on the side and it can go to like the day and the month.
I didn't know this.
Yeah,
See,
I'll show you
I don't know.
afterwards.
You don't know everything about.
I'll show you
content.
afterwards. But you can go. I wouldn't repost a video that you posted last week.
Yeah.
I'd repost a video
couple
that you
months ago.
posted a month minimum
Yeah.
ago. Repost it. I guarantee you, your views are going to skyrocket and your followers are going to fucking skyrocket.
That's really interesting. I didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
I will definitely look into that actually.
Because then what would happen is
You couldn't do it on TikTok because they have
Yeah.
a quite a strict policy, as in they won't take that you do it, but the video will do like 500 views.
Yeah.
Guarantee it.
like I say, so I had a video where I was talking about like sparring etiquette. I played a little clip at the start of someone throwing a spinning elbow. The first time I posted it, it did do quite well. It got about 400k views.
Yeah.
I reposted it literally a couple of weeks ago. It's on 850k now.
Okay. Interesting.
So it's literally done double, like
I didn't know
100% better.
That's really
on the
interesting. I
repost.
wonder why.
I don't know.
That's really interesting.
So if you take your best performing videos,
Mm.
say from 3 months ago, you
Yeah.
go, what was my best performing video 3 months ago? Repost it in the morning,
Right.
let that go all day, and then in the evening hit a new piece of content. You have to put no effort into that repost because you've
Yeah.
already made the video.
Yeah.
Like there's
And you can,
literally
like,
no
double
effort
your
that goes
output.
into it apart from just uploading it again.
Interesting.
I think that would fucking skyrocket your account.
Okay. I'm gonna do that.
Just-
I'll do it as of tomorrow. Show me after this how to do it.
Yeah, I will.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'll do it tomorrow.
Okay, so we've spoken a lot about like content creation, your journey and everything. I did want to talk a little bit about the downfall of the UFC.
Yeah.
What do you think is going wrong with the UFC right now?
Brilliant. Funny enough, what you just said, comfortably numb. They've just signed. Bear in mind, before, you go back just to last year, they had to put on banging events, week in, month out, to make money, to make the pay-per-view points.
Yeah.
They've just signed a deal. They are guaranteed, effectively, 1.2 billion a year.
Yeah.
Guaranteed. Don't even have to do anything. They could have a pay-per-view headliner of Macy Barber and Amanda Lemos, and they don't care.
They still get the same money.
They get the same money. I mean, yeah, the fans will be upset and all the rest of it. They're still getting paid billions.
Yeah.
I mean, a $7.7 billion a year deal.
I don't think it's a year.
Sorry, a 7-year deal.
But it's
for that
1.1
amount.
a year.
Yeah, about 1.1 a year.
And that's prior to sponsorships,
Oh, yeah.
prior to ticket sales.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And that comfortableness, because I think last year wasn't as bad as people think it was. I thought last year was quite good, and it has gradually gone down, but this year especially has been quite bad. I mean, it doesn't help when you've got Dana White basically telling the fans to shut the fuck up and like deal with it. Like the AI stuff really annoys me. Like that is the
What did he
height
say?
of
Was he
laziness.
like just watch the fights
Yeah,
or
shut the
something?
fuck up and watch the fights.
Yeah.
That's what. And I remember sitting there going, you're the president of this company,
Yeah.
and you've just told everyone that loves this sport to shut the fuck up.
And
just watch.
the reason you got the $7.7 billion deal is because of us.
Yeah, massively.
Like, yeah, your hard work as well. But without us watching,
You
you
wouldn't
being
have anything.
entertained, you wouldn't have a business.
And well, same with the fighters. Same with the fighters.
Yeah.
If they didn't have these fighters, these characters, and they do what they do, and they put their lives on the line, you wouldn't have a show, and you still won't pay them. I mean, I think Tom Aspinall, the estimate for his last fight was like 500k. No, sorry, not his last fight. The fight before. The
Is that
Pavlovich
where
fight.
he won the
Pavlovich,
title?
yeah. That was an estimate 500k. Carlos Ulberg just got paid 500 grand for winning the.
And that's a lot of money, but it's the pinnacle. That is literally the pinnacle of the sport.
Yeah.
The pinnacle of any other sport. They are earning so much more.
Yeah, I mean, someone said, so they announced that the UFC Freedom 250 card at the White House, that the bonuses are going to be $1 million.
I did see that.
And someone wrote back saying, average monthly salary of an average NBA player. I mean, the player on the bench for the NBA is getting paid more than that.
Yeah.
And that's on a monthly basis.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
for coming off the bench and 10 minutes to go.
I think Jadon Sancho is on like 250 grand a week.
And he's ass.
Yeah.
He is shit.
Yeah, it's like any other sport pays so much more. And I don't get me wrong, like I don't think say you've just signed to the UFC. So they get 12 and 12 right now.
Yeah.
I don't think they should be getting 100 and 100 if you've just signed to the UFC. But I don't think 25 and 25 is unfair.
No, I think PFL pay that.
Yeah, I think 25 and 25 should just be standard.
Yeah.
Like, at the end of the day, say they lose, right? Yeah, sure, they've lost a fight. You want to win as a fighter, but ultimately you can't decide whether you win or lose. If the guy on the night is better than you, he's better than you.
Yeah, and
Like-
to only win, when going out there, you risk your life for not even a year's salary.
Yeah.
12 grand.
You have to pay tax on that. You then have to pay your coaching team as well.
So you actually walk away with like 6-7 grand, like
Yeah.
if you're lucky.
Yeah.
So what is the point? But like 25 grand, if you go out 25, you lose, you get 25 grand. That's still just below average salary in the UK. And that's if you... Harry Hardwick's only had one fight this year, and he could not fight for the... I know he got 100 grand, but if he didn't get that, what would he do? He can't fight anymore. He's got his jaw sewn shut. Like, if he only got paid 24 grand, 12 grand for that fight,
Yeah.
I mean, he probably did it. He probably got a little bit more than that.
Yeah.
But even if he got paid 24 grand for that fight, how's he make that last an entire year if he didn't have any savings, if that was just his wage?
And like, yes, you get sponsors and everything as well, but and I do get to the point, like the UFC have said before about like, we also offer you a platform, and I do respect. I do get that point of view. However,
I don't.
You can't just not pay someone because you're offering them a platform.
But you say you give them a platform, but do they?
They do. They do.
Do you think? Because at the end of the day, like you only have a platform when your fight gets announced. You have a few interviews before, and then you have about 30 seconds on the mic after.
Okay, but
you just got to use.
remember what you said earlier about like the first time you got followed by a UFC fighter?
Yeah.
The only reason you got excited was because he was a UFC fighter.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's like there is that thing with it where
I guess it comes down to them, doesn't it? That you've got to utilise what time you do have on camera and in the octagon, and that's why I guess people like who's a good example? I say like Kevin Holland's a good example, who is a very good fighter, but not and will never be the best or the top of his division. But because he talks in the octagon, because he gets on the mic and says the right things, he grows that massive following. So I guess it is how you utilise your time. And something like Colby Covington, he was a nobody, and he had that 30 seconds on the mic, and he became a somebody.
Yeah. I just think that I'm just sort of playing like devil's advocate because I do agree that they 100% should pay more.
Yeah.
It's fucking unacceptable, and they should be putting on better events.
Yes.
But in terms of like talking about fighter pay, you can't just expect to be given the world if you're not prepared to put a bit of extra work in as well. You know,
and
like it is still an entertainment.
Yeah.
Like
I think,
entertainers.
I mean, there's also the argument as, okay, 12-12 isn't enough, but is it better than where everyone else is fighting? Are PFL paying 12-12 for an entry level fighter, first debut fight? Are they getting paid more than 12-12?
No, absolutely not.
So is it? Yes, it's not enough, but it's still better than everywhere else.
The UFC lead the way, and they set the industry standard, though.
Yeah.
So,
yes, there is that.
So set a good fucking example.
Yeah.
Pay the people who are making your company. You know?
Yeah.
Like I do get your point.
But it's also like I hear rumours from like coming out of Cage Warriors. I mean, someone said to me at the event that they call it minimum wage warriors.
Yeah.
And I heard a rumour. I don't know if this is true. But there was a guy who stepped in on 3 days' notice and got paid £500. I don't know if that's true. It's just what I heard.
Yeah.
But if that is true, then it's like getting paid 12 grand to lose a fight is a lot different.
Yeah.
So
I've heard people get paid less than that as well. So, yeah. So
damn, that's brutal.
Yeah.
That is brutal.
But so yeah, I mean like the UFC still pay better than that for sure, but it is the pinnacle of the sport, and people have to have a whole career before they get there.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you've just left fucking law school and you're getting your first job in a law firm that's paying you 24 grand a year.
Yeah.
You've already had a 10-year career.
Yeah.
Minimum to get to the UFC. Maybe a little bit short for some people.
I think not so much anymore though. I'm starting to see younger guys with like, we're seeing guys with like 5-0 get into the UFC now.
Yeah.
And like, Gable Stevenson's 3-0. I know he's a big name.
He has also had a wrestling career though.
Yeah, not. It's just wrestling though. To transfer that into MMA is so difficult. I don't think Gable Stevenson will do well.
I don't think he'll do well right now. I think he's only like 23.
Yeah, he's young.
Which is
and he's being trained by John Jones.
Yeah.
So.
I don't think he'll necessarily like blow the roof off the place straight away.
I think he loses to Mick Parkin. Because
he's so hard to say because he's just not had many MMA fights.
No, yeah, and there is that. But
like, it's so hard to say.
He's had all these wrestling fights, but people forget, like wrestling, you take a guy down, you get a point, you get back up.
Yeah.
If you get him off the mat, that's it. There's no control in American wrestling. That's why you see guys like Bo Nickel, they'll have a few decent fights. I mean, Bo Nickel's doing better now, but he's got no top control, he's got no jiu-jitsu, he gets a guy down and he's got no ground and pound, he gets a guy down and he's like, I don't know what to do. What do I do now?
This is what I was saying. I had this debate about MMA being its own martial art.
Yeah, it should be.
Because like, I made a video and I just said it in passing. I didn't even think that wasn't the point of the video. And then loads of comments were like, MMA is not a martial art. I'm like, okay, but take half guard. Like, half guard in jiu-jitsu, if you're underneath, is fine. Half guard in MMA, if you're underneath, you're getting fucking pounded in.
Yeah.
Because it's a different sport.
It is different.
It's its own individual martial art.
Yeah.
You know, we was with Jordan earlier, and he was talking about like ground and pound and stuff. Like, it completely changes grappling. You know, if you're getting punched in the face, you can't just lay there like this. You know, like it's going to go wrong for you. So I don't know how I got onto that, but yeah, like it's definitely its own thing. But I do also like the sort of individual people who are specialised in something really individual coming in. I'm interested. I'll watch Gable Stevenson fight.
Yeah, of course I will.
You know what I mean?
But his striking, if you watch his fight, he's got power. If you watch it, his striking's ass. His striking defense is terrible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't train MMA, but I've known the sport for long enough to see. I understand MMA.
That's
I can't
not
physically
correct what
do
you're
it.
doing.
Yeah. I understand it, and he's getting spinning world kicked by guys I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Like, come on. I don't think he's ready for it. But that's besides the point. My point was, going back to the fighter pay situation, is what I want to see is the UFC currently has a roster of about 650 people.
That's mad.
And they have to give them, whether they do or they have to offer them 3 fights a year.
Yeah.
And let's say all of them took it. If they were all earning a minimum of 24 grand, that's so much money going out. I would like to see the standards for the UFC become a lot more difficult to get in. You reduce the roster down significantly, and you pay the guys that can get into the UFC more.
Yeah.
Because you've got all these fighters at the moment that you're all trying to manage, trying to give all these fights out to. But if you paid all of them that kind of money, then yeah, I can understand that money wouldn't run out quickly.
I wasn't being rude there. I was just working out the maths. So that's basic. Let's say it's 16 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got some guys who are on more, but they haven't got that many guys who are on more.
Yeah. No, not much.
So realistically,
I guess as you grow up through the rankings, it progresses a little bit.
But realistically, hang on, wait, no, that was times that by 3. Right. Let's say it's 50 million. But even still, they're getting $1.1 billion alone from Paramount.
They absolutely could pay more. I know you see Arman Sarukian say, oh yeah, I am seeing it, fighters get paid more, but the entry level is still 12. I think if you just
and also Arman Sarukian's trying to get back in the good books from Dana.
He really is.
He wants that title.
He really does. I don't blame him. He deserves it. I'd like to see just I think people are getting into the UFC too easy now. Heavyweight's different. Gable Stevenson, Josh Hokett is different because the heavyweight division is in tatters at the moment. But you're still seeing guys in lower divisions 8-1, 8-2, 7-1. They're still getting into the UFC. I think you should have at least like 10, 15 fights.
You say that though, like I'm not mad about the Gable Stevenson signing because either way it's a win for the company.
Yeah, because
I
get it.
They either get a big star or they get someone who isn't quite ready just yet, but still has made a bit of noise.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
and he will do all right. He's worst case, he relies heavily on his wrestling. He lies on top of someone for 15 minutes. But
yeah,
I just think not so much heavyweight, but the other divisions, I would like to see it become a little bit like. I don't think Harry Hardwick. He could have done with a few more title defences in Cage Warriors.
Yeah,
I know he got the late notice and they needed someone to step in, fine, but
it's also hard to turn down the UFC.
Oh yeah, massively. You wouldn't. I mean, a few people have done it in the past. I think Paddy done it. I think,
but he was only 21 or something.
Yeah,
you know.
So But I think a lot of guys at that age will go with it, and then they get beat the fuck out of.
Yeah, but I think in Harry's situation, it's a bit different because he's like, I think he's 30 now.
Yeah, no, I
Like-
get it. I mean, as a fighter, I'd take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
But I would like to see the credentials. Is the word I'm looking for.
Hey,
become
I'm not even a
little
fighter,
better.
and I'd fucking take it.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
just for
I'd
the
take-
12.
I've never trained in my life. I get beaten the fuck out
Yeah,
for 12.
I get a whole UFC media fight week, and I get 12 grand. I'm not going to get 24 because I'm going to get fucking battered.
Yeah, 100%. I'll
But-
take it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's like you say, like that comfortably numb thing. I think is
Yeah.
for me like
That's where they are.
the main issue. right
100%. And I think the AI, what's it like? Fight promoting things are just terrible. If they didn't look AI, I wouldn't hate it so much.
Yeah.
But they do
now. Yeah.
very clearly. I mean, one of the best ones I've ever seen was the promotion video they done for Conor McGregor versus Jose Aldo. It was incredible, and we haven't had. I don't know, that was like 2015. We haven't had anything even
11 years.
close to that good. And that was in 2015.
Yeah.
We've advanced so much more, and like, could you imagine like the actual promotional video they could make for Ilia Topuria Gaethje with the White House in the background? It would be amazing, but you just can't be bothered.
Yeah. They've had people have started making some like AI. I think they had Holloway and Oliveira like walking through the Colosseum,
Yes.
and like someone's just sat at home made that, and it's better
Yeah.
than the AI shit that the UFC are producing.
And
you
the
know?
fight post, sorry, you saying that just tweaked my mind. But the fight posters, again, you go back to the old days, they were so good. The UFC 217, Bisping versus George St. Pierre, I believe. Great fight poster. You look at the fight posters.
McGregor
today,
Alvarez was a good one.
That was
I think, as
amazing.
well.
McGregor Aldo was really good.
Yeah.
Now they're just crap. They're just not good. They're not as good as they used to be. And when you've got 15-year-old matey boy studying for his GCSEs making better fight posters on fucking Microsoft Word, that's embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like, or like they've got an illegal version of 2008 Photoshop,
Yeah.
and they're making better fight posters
Yeah.
than these people that are paid probably 30, 40, 50 grand a year. Probably no, in America,
even
probably
more.
more. Probably 60 to 100 grand a year
Yeah.
as like head of marketing to make these posters. And they get put out like, and they're just awful. They're just, this fight posters really wind me up.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things that they could be doing better. But
Everything at this point.
yeah.
All right.
Oh, hello. Someone's dead.
That's never good.
Yeah, no.
Oh, no, not anymore.
Jordan, thank you for coming on the show.
No worries at all.
One last question. What is next for you in the next 6 months or so?
YouTube.
YouTube.
Yeah, we're going to go hard on YouTube. There's going to be, I'm going to bring MMA content. I'm going to introduce a different style of MMA content to YouTube, and it's going to be, hopefully, fucking banging.
Nice. Look forward to seeing it, man. Thank you.
Thank you very much.